Hello, everyone, and welcome to Authenticity. I'm Anna Toothman, and my guest today is the lovely Viivka, Sophia, and David Maria from the Eden Template. The service work that both of these are doing is very reflective of our inner work. I am so honored to have both of you today. I thank you. I love you. Where should we start, you two? There's so much going on this year that my body's vibrating right now. So much light is coming through you two. Oh my gosh. Welcome, 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 Viivka. How are you, my dear? My dear.
Thank you so much, dear Sister Anna, for having us. Love and blessings to everybody.
Absolutely. Such a pleasure to be here, Anna. And it should go without saying, but we'll say it anyway. We love you too. We love you immensely. And thank you for
this honor. And those who will catch you on the replay, you bet. I want to get started because we generally just go an hour, and there's so much I want to cover right now. We were speaking before the show, and I said, I received your email. We talked about your upcoming retreat and also how I've been following your journey, both you and Viivka, and this love that's so obvious to all of us that is occurring in unity. Do you want to touch base on what is going on with you two before we get into the retreat?
I'm like any man that has any kind of emotional intelligence at all. I'm going to let her speak first.
Beautiful. Viivka, what's going on? How is this relationship, this collaboration, this co-creation? What are you two doing? What are you creating together right now?
As many know already, we told our story so many times that we are one soul with David, and every time when we come together, or right now, even when we are not together, this connection between us and this field, what we create in consciousness, this we can call this unity consciousness, and maybe David can describe her perspective, who we are in more deeper level. I today quite speechless, as I told before. I going through really deep recalibration of my heart again, and I have a phase when I am just my personal self fading and fading more and more, and it is what it is.
It is. We honored the journey of our heart, our sacred heart. David, how would you explain what's going on between you and Viivka? How did you come to connect and reconnect, I should say?
That story has expanded, or that concept has expanded so much beyond just the linear aspect of how things happened. When I was initiated in Africa in December of 2018, at that exact same moment, not similar, that exact same moment, she had a full body Kundalini awakening and experienced the same bolts of lightning coming through her that I did. And she began a process of looking for somebody or something, but didn't know what it was, and eventually saw the interview that I did with Elizabeth Wood. Mm-hmm. When she saw saw me and heard my voice, she knew. She started looking, discovered I offered classes, and she came to the classes. When she came to the very first class, just like seeing her now, I had no idea what it was, but I knew that I loved her. And after that class, I sat and cried for a couple of hours and had no idea why I was crying. And now we know that we are and always have been one soul. I've been through some pretty rough times in terms of my childhood and my upbringing. And this was before she was born in this life. She came to one of the more violent things that was happening to me and intervened in order to stop the violence. She used to come visit me when I was 6 years old, and she was not in incarnation now. She used to come to visit me and comfort me because I was hurting so much emotionally. And we've discovered that our lives have paralleled each other all along. And right now, what we are experiencing is one of the more prevalent energies that's on the planet. We're experiencing a complete merging with each other. And I mean physically, even though she's in Spain, we're merging physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. That energy is very, very prevalent on the planet right now, with a lot of whatever word you wish to use, whether you want to call them one souls or twin souls or twinned souls, whatever word you wish. It doesn't matter to me. People know inside themselves what this is. And it doesn't matter if it's like her and I are actually one soul, but it's the same thing with you, Anna, and with everybody else inside of themselves. There is a merging that is going on. And it's a little different with us because we're obviously two people, and yet inside what's happening to us is the same as what's everybody else is beginning to feel at whatever level that they're able to feel it. They're experiencing the merging of their inner masculine and feminine, and everything being lifted to a higher heart to where they can experience the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and even more. And in so many cultures, like the Tibetans talk about the white drop being generated inside the brain and falling to meet the red drop. And if you feel into the two nerves that surround our central column, that's also the red stream and the white stream, and they are merging into, all three of them merging into one stream. It's not, there's no separation left anymore. That's also a component of the work that we're going to do in Mount Shasta during the retreat. And everybody experiencing this inner merging, whether they're in a relationship or not, it doesn't matter. I still have to do that inner work inside myself. She still has to do that inner work inside herself. And then on top of that, we're also merging ourselves with each other.
And that was really important that you mentioned, David, if I may, that even though that you're the physical representation of our inner union, Viivka and yourself, but you're also doing your own inner work individually
It's
and
necessary.
together.
And we are perfect divine mirror to each other. And when we are together, we always bringing up also this our shadow still in really, really deep layers. So we still, of course, we're still doing our inner work together also. And when, for example, we also, as our human self, sometimes triggered and maybe a little bit out of balance. And then we just holding this image of divine perfection, our true image to each other when it's happening. And this is divine love, who we all are.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. My light language wants to come out so bad because it's so powerful. Your energy is so powerful. Well,
Bring it up.
it's
Let's
so
chat together.
Yeah. Well, because here's the thing. A lot of my light language has been sacred geometry, and it's been in my hands that create our experience together in energetic form. Just lately, as my merger insight has been coming through, this unity that you speak of is now I'm experiencing within myself as well. And it's profound. My voice light language has come out, and it is masculine in sound. And it's the sound, I would say I recognize it a little bit, maybe from Andromeda. It's very fascinating what we're doing in the physical.
It truly is. And very soon for the retreat, she is going to fly to Mount Shasta.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously necessary if we're both going to do a retreat that she's here. And I'm really looking forward to how even more amplified things will be when we're in each other's presence physically.
Have you met in the physical yet?
No.
We have prepared a long time for that. So this is the very first time when we met in physical. And
this is so exciting.
It has been an interesting road to walk, an interesting path to walk. It's a path of surrender, and then more surrender, and more surrender, and then letting go even more and even more. Not letting oneself run out into a possible future, or imagination. Just stay in this moment with no expectations. Just stay in this moment and see what it is.
You're doing a summit. You're guests on a I read.
Yes,
that's coming up.
It started today. There's posts on emails that were sent out, and there's also a post on my webpage, on my Facebook page.
How exciting that you're got your hands in co-creating, collaborating with others right now. When should we expect this retreat? Is it July?
It's in July the 8th to the 13th, 5.5 days. Maybe 6 if people want to stay.
Is this on your land, David?
Mount Shasta doesn't belong to me.
I meant like on where you reside, where you're living at, or did you guys rent a space? What kind of give us a little bit.
If you've been to Mount Shasta, so you know the area. We're going to be doing work in Pluto's Cave at Ascension Rock up on the mountain. We're also going to go up to Stewart Hot Springs and do water ceremony. And we're going to then the next day go to Fairy Falls and Dummer Falls down in Dunsmuir, and then the last day up in Panther Meadows up on top of the mountain.
It sounds so inviting. I might just join you guys. Wow, 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 wow.
Everyone, and the overall theme is Mount Shasta Sacred Waters, but that is combined completely and totally with the image of the rose that you see over Mount Shasta behind both of us, because
That's beautiful.
that's a lot of what's been happening inside of both of us is the emergence of diamond roses from within the body.
And we can call that also that this is opening of Eden Garden within us, and this is within all of us, what we are right now experiencing. This different colors of roses, and this diamond roses is representing the purity of Divine Mother, and it's in as diamonds are shining all these different colors, all these different roses starting to bloom, and this diamond rose will bloom within our heart. And this is just what we can call the garden.
Wow. The reason that they bloom on a, because they do bloom in everybody eventually.
Mm-hmm.
The reason they bloom is because one begins to embody unconditional love within themselves. That is the nourishment, if you will, that brings them into this realm. And they bloom inside you first. So we have spent a lot of time in meditation, learning how to be with each other, learning how to love each other completely and totally, how to surrender to each other, just completely let go. As you know, on the journey that we've all walked, this is not necessarily an easy thing to do. But we learn, we practice, we learn, we practice, we learn, we go deeper every single time. So with this retreat, the central theme is Mount Shasta Sacred Waters. So Viivka recently traveled to Glastonbury for a little over a week. And she has water that she's collected there from Chalice Well. And at Chalice Well, there is a red and a white spring that feed into the well itself. And the only other place in the world that we know of, there may be others that are secret, I don't know. The only one that is common knowledge in the world is here in Mount Shasta in what used to be Stewart Hot Springs. There is a red and a white stream, and both of them are crystalline. When it was still open as a hot springs that you could go soak in, if you vigorously rubbed yourself while you were in one of the tubs, you would scratch your skin. There's so much quartz, there's so much crystal in the water. And so when she comes, she's going to be bringing the water from Glastonbury with her. And midweek, we're going to all journey to Stewart Springs, and each person will be able to put prayers and blessings into a vial of water that they have, and then be able to give it to the spring. And then everybody will be given another bottle to fill with water from here, because in September on the fall equinox, we're going to do another retreat in Glastonbury. And part of that ceremony will be to take the water from here and bless it and return it to intermix it at Chalice Well. And I know that people all over the world do this work. It's real common that people take sacred waters and merge them. And it's one more step. It's just one more piece to connecting all of the world's waters. And we're also going to go to Fairy Falls. And that's really exciting because it's really exciting for me because Vivica's 6-year-old girl knows how to speak a secret language for water. And she has spoken it before. It's quite lovely. There's quite a journey for her to be able to come forward. And if you've been to Fairy Falls, you know that the Fae are very present there. And so her 6-year-old is going to do a transmission for everybody.
And David talking about my inner child.
Wow.
So it's just deep remembrance that opened a few months ago within me. I started to remember how I spoke before light language or Sophianic language of mother, but this is new, and I just started to remember how I communicate with water when I was 6-year-old. So this is why they were talking about 6-year-old girls. So
Water's very intelligent.
So
yes, and
go ahead. Sorry.
yes, and we will connect also with water and with some mother sound fields through the Sophianic sound. So we and when David talked about this white and red stream, they are representing this masculine and feminine, of course. So what we do there, we merging even deeper level, and this rose template, this new template for Hirogamic union. So this is what we do in really deep work, and there is also new elements that opening up within us right now. So we welcome also these new elements, and there is lots of very amazing and mystical things that we will do in our alchemy.
Every aspect of the retreat, sooner or later, at one level inside of every person, is going to be about merging internally with themselves. Merging the masculine and feminine, raising your heart to a higher heart to where it stays as a higher heart and it never returns.
Yeah.
And eventually taking it to within each person, to Heros Gamos, to the divine marriage within yourself.
The question I have for you, David and Vivica, I mean, I may know the answer, but maybe someone who is watching right now, or when they watch the replay, when they have to do their inner work themselves, we know this, that we have to do it ourselves. By going to a retreat or having this activation, it's introducing them. Is it planting this seed? What is it that you're providing for them that they are able to do themselves?
All of the above. If you follow Bashar at all, he did a transmission one time on healing that was just perfect. There's healing energy that flows through me, but I don't feel it. I've never known myself to be able to, quote unquote, heal somebody. What happens is that what we are going to present, both Viivka and I have embodied inside of ourselves. And what that generates is a field of energy that is perfectly clean. There are no filters in it because it's not something we've learned. We are it. It's who we are. And that's really and truly all one can do when you're talking about working with somebody else is you can present a field.
Mm-hmm.
And if the person, the individual then can receive that inside of themselves, whatever they had going on, whatever it might be, it's no longer there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what all that anybody can really do in terms of working with others with the full understanding that there are no others. All we can do is present a field. And maybe that field amounts to planting a seed, like you said, and maybe it grows really quickly.
Yeah.
Maybe it takes whatever time it takes to germinate, begin to sprout. If you know the history of seeds, you know that seeds have to germinate in the dark. They have to. And some require warmth, some don't, like roses. Those seeds have to go through a period of deep cold in order to begin to sprout and become a rose.
And as I working a lot with sound, and what we do there also, we, as David said, talked about seeds. We offering these goats. We can call them also sound seeds when we delivering them through the sound or sharing through the sound. But it's always upon us how everybody will receive them, how open we are to receive, how much we are surrender.
Yes.
To the
And that is
love we are.
important, is to understand is that it's still a choice how open you are. And I believe the collective, I know that the collective is ready to receive this. I feel that they are. They're ready. They desire this. And you said many things there, David and Viivka, about that you embodied this now, that you are this. So it occurs by proxy. It occurs by your presence. I just wanted the audience to have a breakdown of, you know, because there's so much information out there. So many people saying, you know, you got to do it this way or you got to do it that way. And this is the way. There's multiple avenues that many of us are going. Yeah.
In other words, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There are so many voices. We're not saying we are the voice. We're
Yes.
we're a voice. We're just who we are. And one of the things that Viivka has always been able to do is to say, for instance, she was just looking at you, she would feel you, and she could sing your heart tone. And if you had no awareness of your original heart tone, it would begin to resonate inside of you. And for everybody that comes to the retreat, that's what we're going to do at Ascension Rock. Is she's going to sing everybody's one at a time, each individual's original heart tune, and then we'll seal it. We'll use water and roses to seal it in their heart. And I cannot tell you what each individual is going to experience, but I can tell you for absolute certainty that that tone will be sealed in there, whether it emerges quickly or in whatever time frame it does, I don't know. It's impossible to predict. But I know what it's like when she sings it. It's phenomenal.
I've had the privilege of tuning in and watching you on video, Viivka, of your song and tone and light language. Is there some you would like to demonstrate or bring forth in this now?
Yeah, I can do that, and it's not about my personal self, so Viivka doesn't evolve in that. It's coming from the mother, so from the mother sound field, and this is Sophianic sounds, so it's nothing to do with me, with Viivka. So, but I can do a short transmission.
Beautiful, thank you.
Just to connect this with all of the hearts who are watching right now. That I was a week ago a little bit sick, so it's Rassemme kerätty takane kitua. Missandro nakea turata kerätty nipusandro meke. Arejarana kerä ussuma etunuma ketua. Mihite tunu kurasti ekayara esu seyara meke. Arasura taranekepetete warata se wakete. Mihitera ushiasa. Mi ama que Sara teretu. Mi ama que Sara teretu arase. Mi hatura eratuka mihit asu ishu.
Thank you, Viivka, for that honor. So beautiful. And everyone who is on the live right now, I'm sure they felt that. It's amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
And I share the more that we do this work, and I don't mean just Viivka and I mean everybody. The more that we do this work, the humbler we become.
Oh boy, isn't that the truth? Gee, many Christmas. The compassion and the heart is just gets so expansive. And I mean, it's just, we are so blessed and honored.
So
we honor this journey. We realize that it is a gift to embody ourselves in form.
So when she says that this is not her, that it comes through her from the mother, she is the mother.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes through as her. This is who she is. I don't I don't have the gift of speaking light, but I do have the gift of bringing through transmissions spontaneously.
Mm-hmm.
They don't come from an outside source. They don't come from another being. It's not connecting with somebody in another star system or another galaxy or whatever. It comes directly through my high self, which is connected to the monad.
Sure.
And it comes through as me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's necessary to say, as we do this work, it's incredibly humbling.
Yeah.
Anytime you attempt to stand up, your knees get cut out from underneath you. And nonetheless, it is important, I feel, for everybody. At one point, you have to claim and acknowledge who you are. And that is always incredibly humbling to do. It's the difference between thinking you're God and you're the only one, and they tend to put those people in mental institutions. But if you know you're God and you know everybody else is too, then people
Mhm.
people want to ask you questions. They want to be around you, and it's the most humbling thing that you can imagine to do, which is your personality just strips away, and yet here we are. Here we are.
And
We are the
everybody, sorry, go ahead.
everybody. We are all the entirety of creation. All of us. And don't we make a magnificent, magnificent tapestry?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. It's so beautiful, you know.
And everybody can speak light when we speaking
Yes.
to our true heart. We're speaking light. Sometimes words can be empty. We can say, I love you, but when there is no connection with our heart, there is no energy behind that. But when we're speaking from our true heart, this is true light transmission. And everybody can do that.
You can feel it.
Yes.
You can feel it when it's coming through someone's heart.
Yeah, that's true.
I've said it many a times on my show. It's you can't hide anymore.
Not when everybody is a seer.
We can see, we can feel.
Not when everybody is completely telepathic with each other.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And
It's go ahead.
it's gonna be really amazing and for our human mind maybe a little bit weird also that maybe David we can share our experiences about what we experienced last month.
Go
Would you like
ahead.
to share?
We
David,
are,
would you like to share?
Tell us all what happened.
well, I'm not gonna share everything.
I don't mean everything.
Some things are very private,
I know.
just for her and I.
Sure.
And I don't mean this metaphorically. What we are experiencing is a complete and total merging between ourselves.
Mm.
And what I mean by that is that there's Viivka, and she has her own heart, she has her own body, she has her own thoughts. And then there's me, and I have all of that. And then there is us as a single soul. And it doesn't take us long now. It happens very quickly now that if we're meditating together, just within a few seconds, we're no longer Viivka and David. We are in our heart. And within that, we are still two beings, and yet we begin to spiral. And in that spiraling, sometimes maybe it's a spinning, we begin to completely merge. And as that merging happens, our physical bodies begin to merge, our emotional bodies begin to merge. And I say that with all seriousness, even though she's in Spain and I'm in California, our physical bodies are merging. Don't ask me to explain it. I don't have an explanation. I just know that it's happening. I had a massage a couple of days ago, and the person that was massaging me knows about Viivka and I. She said, "Did you know that Viivka's in you?"
Mm.
And I said, "Yes, I was just going to comment. Do you feel her in you?" And this is happening deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And we're still, what, 10,000 miles apart in terms of distance here on the earth. And it's like there's no space between us at all. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
And why I laughed right now, because when David was in massage, I felt sad that I'm so tired. I didn't know what's going on with my body, and I just barely could keep my eyes open. And then I wrote to David that I go to sleep. I don't know what's going on with my body right now. David said, "Yeah, he get massage," and you was there also. So we both experienced it at the same time, and it's really hard to explain to or put it into words what it is. But for example, when we're starting to merge, and first we are just two streams, and we're starting to spiral, and then there is only one stream, and this one stream flowing through our bodies, and I feel that I am David, that I am Viivka, but there is no difference. We are one. And the David experience is the same, and it's quite.
It's so fascinating, right? Because if you're not experiencing, let's just bring it down here back to earth for a little bit. Let's ground some of this energy that you guys are all talking about, because it's fascinating. It's fascinating if you're not experiencing that kind of merger in the physical. Yes. It's just fascinating because I experience the spiral sensation when I meditate. I have merged my inner union with self. I don't have someone in the physical experiencing what.
It doesn't matter, Anna, and you know
It doesn't matter, right?
This just happens to be who we are. But the same process that we're experiencing is or will happen inside everybody that is ready, that has already said that this is their journey. They've already said yes.
Yeah.
And it goes much, 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 much deeper.
I have a question, David and Viivka. Do you remember other lifetimes together?
Only one so far.
Which one? Which life was that?
Something happened to us. We've been able to, in meditation, go back to the creation of our soul, to the consciousness that we had before we became a soul.
Where was that? Do you remember where that was?
It's not a place.
It wasn't like it didn't pertain to nothing.
Well,
But
my perspective is that just before our soul was created,
Mhm.
we were floating in a luminous pool of liquid love
Okay.
that, from my perspective, is the womb of Divine Mother.
Are you talking about what some people would refer the cosmic egg?
I've not heard that word. I've experienced the cosmic egg before, but there was no egg here.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of words. And she'll verify this, I keep incessantly attempting to feel before this. Who were we before we found ourselves as a consciousness in this pool of luminous, and realize it's not a pool, it's not luminous. No, there's no word that can describe it. There was a sound that was made that can't be heard, can't be spoken,
Mhm.
and we became a soul. And something happened on our journey. Neither of us know what it is yet, but it has been healed. It has been healed. And what happened on that journey is that somehow we bifurcated in our life streams or our incarnational streams with different directions. And so we were maybe intertwining sometimes, but we were never on the same life path.
I've read about this and this occurrence and this happening to some souls. So yes, I
It,
have
it,
read on this.
it has been healed. We're now in the same stream.
and we have
And this,
awareness only about one lifetime when we were together, and it was in England in Glastonbury. So, and after that,
thank you for answering that. I was going to come back to that, but you knew. So it was in England. How interesting. Makes sense. This is so,
It
I mean,
makes
I could go
it
on.
it makes sense.
It makes sense in the story, like how young America is, and where we may have been in previous lifetimes. That it would have been England, perhaps, that she is having a remembrance from, is what I'm saying.
Understand and remember that every life that we live, that incarnation is not us. We project our consciousness into that
Sure.
incarnation, but it's not who we are.
Yes, thank you.
It's just a holographic projection of us. And so
I realize that, but not everybody listening realizes this.
these 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 are three really lovely holograms that are talking right now.
Yes, because some of us realize that we are quantum, and that wherever our focus is put is what we're experiencing and what we're witnessing.
One of the things that does happen with us is that whatever we mutually focus on, and right now that's you, whenever we bring both of our attentions, even though they're just one, and focus on anything, there is a field of unity that is created, of unity consciousness. You could say that it's love if you wish. And it's always there. It's always there because it's who we are.
we all are.
and
Yes,
who we are still becoming.
Exactly. And there is infinite levels that opening up this right now, this infinite levels of love. And when we experience this bliss and these amazing states of love, there is more, and there is more, and there is more, and there is more. And now we're barely starting to understand what love is. So by embodying that.
I feel like I could pick at your guys' thoughts and what you're working through all day. It's so fascinating. I want to, again, David, and it's on your website where you're hosting the retreat in Mount Shasta.
It's on our website.
And July 8th?
July 8th to the 13th.
July 8th. Okay. And if they'd like, they can stay an extra day. And then I just want to make sure we really spoke about what your upcoming event, so people are clear on where they can go purchase their ticket or for this event.
All of the registration and everything is on our website. It's linked from the homepage. There's also a menu item on top that says retreats, and Mount Shasta is the first one. We also have Glastonbury listed, but you can't go there yet. It's not developed. You can view what we're talking about, but you can't register. So when I say you can stay an extra day, in the summer times down in Dunsmuir at an outdoor pavilion called Pops, they have a static dancing Saturday night. And if anybody wishes to go to a static dance Saturday night, more than welcome to join. I would like to share one deeper thing, and that is, if you feel resonance with this, then we both are so looking forward to being with you. And we're also sharing 2 live interviews, of which I've completely forgotten the dates. So give me just a second
Sure.
to look them up.
While he's doing that, Viivka, how are you feeling? I know that before we started the show, you were in stillness and wanting, your voice and sound.
I'm feeling really blessed to be here. Thank you, Anna, to be all of you who are watching this right now.
Where exactly in Spain are you?
I living near of Alicante. I'm not good in geography. It's coast, but it's really beautiful, sunny place.
And the weather, it looks like what you're wearing is the weather, because here we're going into
warm,
summer solstice. It's
lot
warm.
of sun, yeah. Of course, sun is right now. It's so amplifying so much our heart center and our body. So, but
He says warm. I say it's hot.
Well,
it
doesn't take much to notice that the sun has shifted, because I enjoy sunbathing and I am not able to be out there as much as I used to for as long as I did. And also I am getting tan quicker because of the magnetic spheres. Then it's intense. You're definitely going to get a little color.
We don't live in the same version of Earth that we used to. We live
I know.
completely different frequency.
Yeah, that's what I
it's
mean about it being obvious. It's subtle. If people
mm,
haven't noticed some of the changes, some people might not be aware of that.
So this coming Saturday on the 15th and again on the 29th, we're having a free Zoom event that anybody that registers can ask us any questions about the retreat that they wish. And really and truly, they probably can ask us any question that they wish. Hopefully, we'll focus a little bit more on the retreat itself. And registration is on our site, on our website. And I would like to give an additional comment that as we go deeper into the inner merging within ourselves, whether you're in a relationship or not does not matter. Whether you are a monk or a nun living someplace in a cave by yourself, whether you're in a relationship with someone, whether you know that you're one soul with another, whatever it is, eventually you are going to merge so deeply into the depths of your heart that your physical body and your inner body is going to begin to open so much that it allows you to go into a level in your heart that sometimes is referred to as the Holy of Holies, where it is completely and totally where you begin to merge as one with the I Am Presence. And that's who you really are. That's who you really are. And you may experience that in layers. Who knows what it will look like visually when you begin to experience it, but it will happen. It's probably going to look different to every single person, but it will feel the same to everybody.
and we can also imagine that we're opening up like this cosmic rose, layer by layer, layer by layer. It's infinite. It's really beautiful until we're becoming this blooming Eden garden. So
And
That is beautiful.
we so look forward to joining with everybody there. Because the truth is that everybody's already there right now.
yeah, yeah,
Just remember.
yeah. And it doesn't happen only right now in our planet. But one time when we often saw similar visions. One time when we meditate with David, we saw as we are two galaxies who interacting with each other, and we started to spiral and merge with each other, and then we became this cosmic rose. It just opened up, and it's again, it's not about us, but it's just sometimes when we can see that from the perspective of creator, that's happening with not only with Mother Earth, but but in our universe and in other universes also.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a question for you, David. Maybe you could, if we just in the last few minutes of the show, for those who are listening, do you have a way of explaining the inorganic and the organic ascension timeline template? Do you understand that there's an inorganic and an organic ascension?
Never heard the phrase before.
You never have?
So it's very difficult. I'm assuming you're whether it's correct or not, that you're referring to a natural process or an artificial process?
Yeah, there's an inorganic way and an organic way of this process that's going on at the same time.
I heard about system, and when we trust our heart, when we do this process through our heart, there is only one way, only this organic way. And when our authority is source and our true heart, there is only one way.
Yeah.
Or this organic way, I mean, there is many ways how to, or many different techniques how to, I don't know, not right now proper words, my English it is what it is, but we can use different techniques.
Yeah,
But
different modalities.
Different modalities, yes. But when we trust our heart and when we trust love always leading us to this organic timeline or pathway, or however we want to call that. So
My way of commenting on that would be, don't force yourself. Don't try and push the envelope. The most productive thing that you can do is nothing. Go sit somewhere in nature and just be. Don't worry.
Sometimes we have to move to be moved. We can't always just sit down in a cave and think that this is going to work for us.
If you need to be moved, the universe is going to kick you in the butt.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I am honored and so grateful that you both came on. What is it, David?
What I mean by not doing is there's not anything that you can do to make this happen. There's nothing you can do to speed it up. It's going to happen as you have already agreed to, and as you still continue to agree to. It doesn't require your doing this. It requires your being this.
Sure, and I clearly understand what you're saying, David. I'm talking about you wouldn't be having this retreat. You wouldn't be having a gathering in Mount Shasta if people didn't have some sort of participation in ascension.
It's a conundrum, isn't
It is, and that's what I'm speaking of.
So
when I say that sometimes we move to be moved.
We know, Viivka and I, that we have the ability to, when people are receptive, to quicken them. Whether that's just through vibrational and energetic inspiration, or however, whatever words you want to use with it. None of us do this in a vacuum. If you look at our website, we've got a whole list of people that have been my inspiration over the years, because they've really held the vision for me. And it's not, none of us get to do this alone, and yet there are no others, as they say. So what I mean by don't rush is, don't do things to attempt to force your kundalini to open at the base of your spine. Don't do that unless you really know what the dangers of doing that are. Just, it will happen when it happens. It is possible, and it has been done by multiple individuals throughout history, that they have attempted to force their energetic centers to open, to force their kundalini to open. And every time it's been with disastrous results, both for
And
the and for human.
when you say force, what are we talking about? How does someone force their kundalini to awaken? How would you do? Are you talking about plant medicine? Where are you going with this for those that are listening?
Well, anybody that knows me knows that I don't believe in using plant medicine, but everybody gets to make whatever choice that they wish to make. There's no right or wrong. We can't do this wrong. We can't make a mistake. Just remember, if you're gonna do plant medicine, understand that you're journeying into the consciousness of a plant. Your body is capable of making psychedelic pharmacopoeia far vaster than anything that you'll ever be able to find in the outside world. And take your consciousness into rarefied states of bliss that you'll never be able to obtain from an outside source. Just, it's not possible. And I have no judgment on that. None whatsoever. However, when you journey to South America, where they do ayahuasca, understand that the shaman there, they understand that every time they take a journey like that, they may not return. They may not come back to the body. So if you're going to play with going to, for lack of another way of putting it, an ayahuasca gathering, where somebody that's done ayahuasca traditionally is going to lead you, understand that death is always a part of those journeys. Don't take it lightly. Don't take it lightly. Or there are exercises that you can do to attempt to force your kundalini to open. I know stories of people that it's opened, but only opened to where it jumped up one of the side nerves instead of the central column. And it took them years to figure out a practice to balance the energy again. Trust yourself. Trust yourself that you are wise enough inside of yourself to walk a path, and trust that path, that it's going to bring you everything that you need in the moment that you need it. And when your kundalini is ready to open, it will open. You won't be able to stop it, and it will open on its own. It may be comfortable, it may not be comfortable, but it won't be dangerous. Hospitals are filled with some of the most brilliant geniuses on our planet who's awoke so quickly that it just fried their nervous system. They weren't ready for it. It's like you don't get up in the morning and decide I'm going to run a marathon and go put on tennis shoes and start running and intend to run 26 miles. No, you train, you build up to it. You take whatever time that you need to be gentle with yourself, knowing that you already are. There is no destination. You already are who you are.
Thank you, David.
Gentleness.
This is gentleness. Sorry.
I wanted to give you an opportunity to say something as well.
I wanted to just say that this gentleness, this is a very essence what we becoming. The more gentle we becoming to ourselves, the less resistance we have. So this gentleness is really what we feel more and more right now. This is our experience, but we just become so gentle to ourselves and to others, and there is gentleness. There is no resistance.
Well, thank you both. for this beautiful, informative, blessed show I just had today. This was beautiful, and it's so, I don't have the words to describe it right now at the moment. I don't need to. I just wanted to say thank you. And I look forward to continue observing and witnessing your love and your journey unfolding. Many blessings to both of you. Thank you
Dear
again.
Anna. Thank you, dear Anna. Many blessings to you also, dear sister.
Thank you for
Thank you,
having.
David.
Thank you for having.
Oh, it's truly been my honor, and I'm sure that many who are watching at the moment will be integrating and processing all the information we just fed them. I love you both. Thank you so much. Bye-bye now. Be
I love
blessed.
you too.
Bye-bye.